All right.
I'm going to wear earbuds this episode because it helps me focus better.
That's pretty cool.
It does help.
Is that your version of a fidget spinner?
A little bit, yeah. It focuses me in when I did my solo one recently.
I'm gonna come back and put ear muffs on so I'm not
so you can hear
excluded.
Anything. So you're talking loudly.
I've got a weird fear of being excluded today because I saw you with a big old Gilmore Girls level. I mean, Lorelai be drinking all of this in the morning.
Yeah.
Type cup, and I was like, I want some coffee.
And
so I made Taylor get back into the kitchen.
Where he
belongs.
I was helpful, and I was very helpful today.
To make me some coffee.
Yep, and a beautiful cup. That cup was $50.
I was just giving you an opportunity to be of service.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get into. It keeps me sober, being of service to Drew. Hey, Drew, to stay sober, can I come over every morning and make you coffee?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of part of, being of service. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad I have coffee, though.
You think there's ever been a sponsor that's enslaved their sponsor?
Yeah, it's called Complete Abandon.
Yeah, and here we go again.
Hey, welcome back to episode 25 of the Sober Boys with a Z. And we're here. I was going to see if you're going to continue to copy what I was saying.
No, I was waiting for you to do the PSA.
Hey. You guys,
welcome.
Sober Boys. This podcast, Sober Boys with a Z, in no way represents the views and opinions expressed by the Central Office of Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, or any other type of 12-step program. These views and opinions expressed by Drew and Taylor are just that, views and opinions expressed by us. They're meant for entertainment purposes, and hopefully we help somebody. But don't sue us and all that jazz.
Yeah. Not a lick of it represents what AA thinks, just what we think. And here we are with our 2 big cups of coffee, and we're ready to get back into
Yours is bigger than mine, but that's okay.
I'm trying to show off.
Yeah.
It's been weeks since we've sat down, me and Drew, here together.
It feels nice. It feels good.
Last time you and I was on the road to Athens, that episode was pointless, but we tried it out.
I liked it.
Yeah, we liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was the most important episode we've done so far.
That episode sucked. Anyways, I had a good time.
No, it was good. It was good.
I didn't listen to it. How did it sound?
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I listened to the beginning. It sounded great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounded just like it did before. Mm-hmm. And then,
well, no. Oh, you mean the mic? It sounded different than this. It didn't sound as crisp and clean as
I know,
this.
That's what I assumed.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
man. I gotta get you a pair. These are great. These really help it, because you can tell. I think I've heard on other podcasts they can you can tell when you're talking over each other, and this really helps you stop and hear. So
okay,
I'll get you some.
Okay,
yeah, what you're doing right now. Exactly what you're doing right now.
I'm just so you can test it out. Yeah, and so once again, I don't feel excluded too.
Yeah. Do you feel excluded?
I don't know. I'm very tired today, so it's whatever happens on this thing, man.
Okay.
It's
How about this?
Yeah.
What did you do to stay sober today?
Hey, I prayed, and you and I realized. I prayed twice in the morning, and I was struggling a little bit today. Not struggling. It was just a busy day. Do you know what? You can actually pray more than twice.
Yeah, who was I? I was talking to the Billy Goats Gruff, our friend Billy Goats Gruff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
B Goats.
Yeah, B Goats. B Goats would say, was it him? It was someone. I was talking to someone, and they realized, I can just pray throughout the day.
Yeah.
I've known that for a while, not to toot my own horn, but honk honk.
Toot a Rooney.
Yeah, that's my favorite kind of pasta.
Yeah.
Toot a Rooney.
Yeah. It's a pasta that looks like farts. How it does it, I don't know.
Science.
It just does. You look at it and you're like, oh, that's a fart.
Science?
Yeah, it's like little ghosts, but green.
The pasta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were saying?
You can pray more than once a day.
Yes. My third step prayer turned into a much shorter thy will be done prayer.
Yeah.
And I got through the day nice. And then I also talked to 3 guys, you included, so 2 other guys.
Yeah.
And you. Gwarf and T-Bird and Jones.
Wow. Those guys are,
yeah.
They're in a good place right now.
They are. They really are. Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm maybe I mentioned this before, but I feel like if I'm talking to the same people again and again, I feel like it counts less and less for calling another alcoholic. I feel like I need to call a new alcoholic for it to really, really work the phone calling part of this program.
If you want to make it a game, then, I've heard someone express it in the meeting a couple times, call somebody with call 3 people, somebody with less time, somebody with the same amount of time, and somebody with more time. And if you're still in a routine, I would say call the 2 guys that you enjoy talking to, because that is going to brighten your day, make it more, fruitful and worthwhile. And then go in your Rolodex of phones and be like, who's that guy? I kind of remember him. And then call them, or somebody that you think is really cool and you're kind of intimidated by, call them.
I did call someone I don't usually talk to today.
Oh, good.
So I did it. I finally did it.
Gold star.
Just 1 gold star, though.
I was going to call somebody else that I'm sometimes intimidated by, but he always gives me good stuff. And I was getting my emissions checked.
Did you pass?
Not only did I pass, I did not have time to call him. It took like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it's quick.
I didn't realize it. I think for some reason I thought it was going to be like an oil.
I've only ever gotten emissions once, and it wasn't my car. When I was working at a dentist's office.
You're supposed to get it every year.
I've never gotten it once. Cause I listen to this. I have my, I have an explanation.
This is all a bit of sting. Get 'em, boys.
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, I said this whole thing has been a sting because you have only gotten your emissions checked once.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm in big
Paul
trouble.
Newman.
You're pretending to be the emissions police. I get the bit.
Yeah.
Am I going to jail now? Am I going to emissions jail?
I don't want to play anymore.
Why not?
Because
I'm being mean about it.
No. Let's go back to the interesting why you've only gotten your emissions checked once.
I thought you were about to say let's go back to when you started to pretend to be the emissions police.
No.
You want to redo the pitch?
We're going back in time. There's a taillight missing in the car.
Yeah. So when I moved to Georgia, I had a Honda Fit. And I had an Ohio license plate for up until I sold it recently. So I didn't need to get that car and emissions on it. And then I had
It's a skinny ass car. It really.
Yeah, it's so skinny it didn't count. It didn't need emissions because it was so skinny. The car was so skinny it didn't need.
It kept running. Yeah, that was the problem. Once you turned it off, it kept running. It was a Honda Fit.
Like it was in shape.
I'm working on my dad jokes. Are you like?
That's good. This is what this podcast is for. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a dad soon, so I gotta work on him.
Drew's gonna have a baby.
Yeah,
a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was right about that.
Hey Taylor, what did you do to stay sober?
I didn't finish my mission.
Oh shit!
I've had like 7 cars, but they've either been too old or I didn't have them long enough to get emissions. And my truck, I'll have this truck for a while. I'll probably have to get emissions with it. So, what did I do?
That all checks out. I guess I'll get you on another infraction later.
Let me out of the cuffs.
Don't tip me, man.
Not let me out of the cuffs because you cuffed me as the. What did I do to stay sober today?
Yeah.
You were asking. I prayed. I called several alcoholics. Period.
That tends to do the trick.
And look, we're sober. We're high on caffeine, but that's it.
Love it. Fantastic. We are actually going to start going back in the book and reading because, I don't know, did I mention it in the live? By the way, we did a live podcast.
We did. We don't know when we'll release it or when we'll get it, but when we do get it, we will release it.
It will be not as good as this because we felt awkward on stage.
It was,
there are bits and pieces that were really nice.
Yes, but it's hard. Like anything, that's the first time we've done it, and I feel like there was no guarantee it was going to go incredibly. I think it went fine.
I didn't really have expectations, but I did expect to be like looking at you.
Yeah.
And then when I had this out facing out,
yeah,
I was like, no, I don't like this.
Yeah,
And so it took a second to get over that.
It did take a little second to get used to it, but our boy that was there, our friend, he said it was great.
Oh, really?
He said it was great, and he was like, oh, I can tell that you do stand up, you know how to work a crowd, and Drew kind of reeled it back in.
That's the dynamic. That's the dynamic right there. Except for today, because I'm tired of shit, and who knows what I'm gonna say.
Ooh, perfect excuse to go off the rails.
Oh shit. I'll barely go off the rails, but
come on.
I don't know.
Come on,
it's unexpected. But so we didn't really get in the book at the at the comedy club. It's not. We thought it best not to.
Yeah. What did we do?
Dive deep down. Although it was a really interesting event. What was the event called?
Stand up for the whole thing. The festival was All the Laughs Comedy Awards.
Did they give away awards?
I don't know.
Why do they call it awards?
I don't know. The festival is very confusing and kind of
call it a festival.
Yeah, it's comedy
more events
awards
are happening.
A festival. It is a festival, But it does feel.
By the way, comedy awards is the worst idea in the world.
It does feel a little disorganized.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I don't mind that, but like, there should never be comedy awards. Ever.
No, it's like, what do you get the award for?
No,
the awards are like best sketch, best stand-up performance.
Yeah, there still should never be that. I'm a big believer in, comedy's subjective and everything.
You're telling me.
But South Park did a really great episode on it. I don't want to go too deeply into it, but where like one of the characters gives away comedy awards and they're making fun of that 1 year Comedy Central had a comedy awards.
They did.
Yeah, and all the comedians just like made fun of it. So that was pretty entertaining watching it. But I don't believe, because award shows in general are kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so
especially in recent years, more people have been shitting on the Oscars and being like, it's just rich people, rich famous celebrities giving other rich famous celebrities.
Yeah,
awards.
and I've watched the Tonys lately, and I don't agree with any of that.
Yeah.
I've seen musicals, and they're not as good as the people that are getting the award. I don't agree.
How about this, the Bologna's? And it's awards for sandwiches.
I feel like I like that, but it should be Bologna's, but it's like Razzies for the Tonys, so like the worst musical.
So
you know how the Razzies are
for the worst
movie?
Yeah.
Bologna's.
Oh, it's for the worst musicals.
I think you've landed on something. I like sandwich awards too, but I think,
But no, see, there's a thing.
Zagat and Michelin have, I don't think there's a Michelin starred sandwich place. If there is, I need to go there immediately. But
That's what's beautiful about an idea, though, is I said Bologna's, I wanted to be one thing, but you took it and made it better. You applied it to something else.
You made it my thing. It's mine now.
No, it's our thing.
No, it is.
It's our thing.
I like that idea. So, and yeah.
You know what my favorite tattoo I've ever seen is the one that says above knee, baloney.
That's good.
It's pretty good.
It works on a multiple levels, 3 levels.
It's a play on words.
I think we are going to get into the book. Last time we read, if you followed along, and God bless you if you have.
You guys remember.
Thank you for being patient.
Thank you for
still
listening.
We read the 9 Step Promises, which basically just lays down how perfect your life's going to be if you just do all this stuff. No, it lays down how fulfilling life can be if you do the work that has been listed steps 1 through 9. So what we're going to start now is steps 10, 11, and 12. Some people call it the maintenance step. I don't normally call it that, but a lot of people call it progress steps.
Yeah.
Learning steps. You can call it whatever you want, but it's the steps that you do actively after 1 through 9.
Yeah.
So typically you don't.
Would you say on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
Well, once you get like through 1 through 9, dude.
Oh man.
All you gotta do is like 10 through 12, just every single day, just a little bit.
Like brushing your teeth.
It's like brushing your teeth.
Like brushing your teeth.
Putting on deodorant. Taking a shower.
Yanking one out.
Petting your dog. Pick up sticks.
Clipping a blood.
Wait,
if you're a Crip.
Oh, I thought you said a clipping of blood.
Oh, a clipping of blood.
Just giving blood.
Giving blood, just like
taking
that.
Taking blood. Hey,
yeah.
Everyone's talking about giving blood. What about taking blood?
Who gets all that blood? Not dead people. They're already dead.
You can't bring them back to life.
Some people, the blood doesn't work, and then it's like a half bag. Yeah. What do you do with the half bags? I'm not a vampire. I'm just asking.
So, do you think once a person dies, say a person dies, they just had died. What had just happened was they just died.
But they didn't have all the blood. There's like a half bag of blood. That's what I'm thinking. And then the guy's like knocking on the door, and he's like, "You got any half bags of blood?" And he's like a secret vampire. I'm just asking.
I know, but what I was thinking was,
all right, what were you thinking?
Is that blood viable
for
use?
I don't know. That's what the secret vampire would ask.
So I feel like a vampire is gonna have blood whether or not it's from a person that's alive or not. I feel like a vampire is fresh.
Mine's too
blood.
Friendly.
So
he doesn't like killing people.
He only wants alive blood.
Yeah, he goes to blood banks and he's like, "Got any extra blood?"
It's like, withdrawal, please.
Yeah.
At the blood bank.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
It's Chase, but for blood banks.
That's his catchphrase.
Toot toot, off the rails.
Sorry.
I wish we had a soundboard.
Anyways, these are things that you do every day.
Yeah.
And I think we'll find that a lot of the steps 1 through 9 can be found in the work of 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the, I mean, they're just gearing you up to, they're like 1 through 9 are the prep steps.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 through 12 steps are the having been prepared. What's after preparation?
Execution.
Yeah. Those are the execution steps.
Yeah.
This is just spitballing right now, but
Yeah. Throw on your black hood, grab your axe, start executing.
okay, so like a guy that cuts people's heads off.
Yeah.
Some of them had to be alcoholics, had to get sober probably. So do you think there were people in medieval times that were like, I can't drink? There had to be.
Yeah.
Alcoholism has had to have been around since
Can't
the
do
beginning
that.
of people.
I lost my last battle. I was too drunk.
Yeah. But that probably means you would
I lost
die.
my damn castle,
Yeah.
and I can't lose another castle. I only have 4.
So I wonder if there's ever Alcoholics Anonymous before AA in like medieval times.
Acts of surface.
That's not a bad joke. It's a stupid joke, but it's not a bad joke. It's a good pun, and Drew, that's why you're a valuable member of this team, because you bring to the table things like that I can't think of.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, this is good. This is good. Honestly, I think this is these earbuds really help. I think
Good,
I need to get
good,
you some.
Good, yeah. So I can hear how stupid I sound sometimes.
No, you sound great.
See how stupid I sound sometimes.
I have a filter on it, makes you sound like Barbara Walters.
Oh, so I sound like any adult in a Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, yeah.
Like a tube. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What should we read this?
It's middle of 84. We're straight in the middle of page 84.
Oh.
It's the chapter into action.
I had it diggity dog-eared.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we could have. We didn't. Well, we needed to figure out for our own good.
We need to make some bookmarks for ourselves.
That would
some
help.
Sober
Yeah.
Boys bookmarks.
That would help
and it's
a
just
lot.
all mugs. All right.
Keep dog-ear that.
Right?
Keep that idea.
I'm going to dog ear.
Don't forget.
I'm not going to bookmark it. I'm going to dog ear because we need bookmarks.
Yeah, dog-ear the bookmark.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'll bring it back. All right. Middle of 84. I'll start. This is after the 9-step promises. I'll finish the final sentence of 9-step promises. They will always materialize if we work for them. This thought brings us to step 10, which suggests we continue to take personal inventory and continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. We vigorously commence this way of living as we cleaned up the past. We've entered the world of the spirit. Our next function is to grow, progress steps, in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for our lifetime. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. So I'll repeat that again because I had to remember that when I do my 10th step. Selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. When these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. We resolutely turn our thoughts to someone who we can help. Love and tolerance to others, that is our code. And we have ceased fighting anything or anyone. Oh, hey, right after the 9-step promises, guess what we got? These here I'm about to read are called 10-step promises. Yes. I like these promises even better than the 9-step promises.
Yes.
Because it's not all, fulfilled wishes and puppy dog on first reading. Neither are the 9-step, but on first reading, 9-step seems like wish fulfillment. This is the real deal, and this really works for me. Okay, I'll go back. These are the 10-step promises. And we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol, for by this time sanity will have returned. We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally, and we will find that it's happened automatically. We will see that our new attitude toward liquor has been given us without any thought or effort on our part. It just comes. That is the miracle of it. We're not fighting it, neither are we avoiding temptation. We feel as though we had been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. We have not even sworn off. Instead, the problem has just been removed. It does not exist for us. We are neither cocky nor are we afraid. That is our experience. That is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. So it lays down, that's a big fat promise. And that's like initially why people come into the rooms is I can't stop drinking. I need help. I need to feel a way in which I can not fuck my life up while drinking.
Yeah.
And then if you do all these steps, or you put forth, not even like perfectly, not even like rigorously, like just some consistency, I would say. With some consistency, I fully believe this will be given to you, this feeling of neutrality. And it's one hell of a gift. Mm-hmm. Your feeling towards alcohol, or I'm not going to say you anymore. I would say my feeling toward alcohol changed completely. It's why I can, bartend and be around alcohol as a job still, and not feel anything. Sometimes it doesn't happen all the time really, but sometimes when I'm saying I'm alcoholic in the rooms and they ask what I do, especially it's like a newcomer and I say bartending, they're like, oh no, I can't do that, because I haven't had that feeling of neutrality yet. But, I can just be like, it works for me, not for everyone else. And and then the conversation just goes other places. Yeah. But I'm like, if I was to be completely honest, if someone asked me, how can you bartend while you're an alcoholic? I could say, well, the 10-step promise. Go to the 10-step promise. That's what has happened to me.
For me, alcohol, I feel like I'm in a place where I just don't acknowledge that it's there.
Yeah.
Like it kind of is, like, I guess if, to maybe make it make sense. Like if you were like, it's kind of like if you were in a dream looking through my eyes, it's like you go into a bar and all the alcohol is kind of just fuzzy and blanked out. Like I just don't really give it a focus when I'm in a place that has alcohol, which I'm in a lot doing comedy.
It's the background of a portrait mode picture.
Yeah, pretty much. I've just kind of, it doesn't take my attention, but it's not like it just doesn't even come up in my mind when I go into a bar, really.
Yeah. If we were to date alcohol, booze, or drugs, I would be asexual.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I imagine asexuals feel about other people. Is that feeling of neutrality? Just like whatever.
Yeah. It's Switzerland.
Yeah. We can use as many metaphors as we want.
Switzerland. What planet would be the most neutral? The sun, because the sun.
No, the sun's like, meh, it's not a planet, it's a star. But
what are you talking about? It's a star. It's a planet to me. Probably
Uranus is the sexiest one.
Pluto is
Pluto's not a planet anymore. It's insignificant.
Drew's a mean scientist today.
It's a dwarf star.
Yeah.
Dwarf planet.
I thought probably
Venus is also pretty sexy.
Mercury is kind of
Mercury's like meh.
Yeah, Mercury's all burnt up.
It's like Lewis Black.
It's probably Jupiter.
Neptune's like obsessed with the ocean, though.
You're talking gods, though. I'm talking specifically the planets.
Jupiter and Neptune, I think.
Yeah. Those guys are just kind of in the middle there.
Saturn's got them rings. Saturn is like serving all the time. Yeah. Saturn's like work.
Yeah. And so
if you want me, then you should put a ring on me or something like that.
Yeah, Saturn.
Saturn's like serving.
So Saturn is out of the one that's neutral.
Yeah.
So who's neutral? Who do we have planet-wise? What are the planets?
I think
Earth, Moon.
Jupiter or
You know who goes to Jupiter? Boys, to get more stupider.
Yeah.
Where do girls go?
Mars to get them bars.
No.
Venus to get them penis.
That
was my schoolyard response to the Venus.
No, it was, what was it? Who goes somewhere to get more smarter, and someone goes to Jupiter to get more stupider? Girls go to here, get more smarter. Girls go to Jupiter. Boys go to Jupiter to get more stupid.
I guess we are more stupider because I can't remember
which one it is.
I know what you're talking about.
Venus, Mercury. I don't know which one it was.
To get more poison.
What was it?
I don't know. Anyways.
We'll never know.
It's a neutral planet. Well, think of a different solar system. Think of a different solar system. There, planets, neutral, all that stuff. Anyways, this allows you to live a life without, and I want to.
That's a long-winded way of saying AA allows you to live a life where you're not. You're in a place of.
You're no longer a slave to alcohol.
Yeah, you're not, or your thinking or obsession.
Yeah, the obsession has been lifted.
Yeah.
You're no longer a slave to alcohol. That's been my experience. But it's only been my experience if I go back to that's how we react so long as we keep a fit spiritual condition.
Yeah.
So we talk about praying and shit.
Like when Drew at the beginning of this podcast, every time we're like, Taylor, Drew, what did you do to stay sober today?
Yeah, we're checking in on our fit spiritual condition.
Yeah.
And that's really important because I've had moments where I've had a sense of neutrality escape me and me being obsessed with, it wasn't alcohol at first. It was, it was hydrocodone in a bathroom, and I took that, and then that got me off the rails again. But I just was not on a fit spiritual condition. I kind of pieced out once I got, I rested on my laurels, if you will.
Was that like what before you came back in this time?
That was the last time I went back out. Took a little pill, felt good. I was like, this reminds me of getting drunk. I've got an idea. I'll get drunk now.
Took a pill in Ibiza?
What?
Took a pill in Ibiza. It's a song.
By who?
It doesn't matter.
Jimmy Buffett?
No.
Took a pill in Ibiza.
I would like to hear the Jimmy Buffett version of Took a Pill.
What was going on? I haven't a clue.
Your Jimmy Buffett is very redneck.
I don't know. I just imagine like...
Your Jimmy Buffett isn't doing well. Well, he's dead now.
Oh, boy.
Jimmy Buffett sounds like he's been drinking Shine.
Oh, boy, guys. Not ready for another song.
It's like the budget version of Jimmy Buffett. The Dollar General version of
Jimmy Buffett's the budget Jimmy Buffett. There's no other low.
No, Jimmy Buffett. You know Jimmy Buffett was a billionaire.
I know, but like in terms of persona and lifestyle, it's pretty bargain bin, if you ask me.
His
am I being uppity? I don't mean to be.
I mean, Jimmy Buffett's achieved a lot in his life. Joe Walsh was very sad when he died. And
Is that his real name?
Joe Walsh?
Yeah.
No, Joe Walsh is a singer for Joe Walsh was in a band. Joe Walsh is a very famous. You don't know who Joe Walsh
yacht. Is? I like rock, but I don't like yachts, and I don't like yacht rock together. So
Joe Walsh was in. Hold on.
All right, you look up what you're about to say, and I'm gonna get a little more coffee. Just a little more coffee.
Joe Walsh was in a band, Funk 49. By the James Gang. Joe Walsh. No. The song was just called Funk 49. Joe Walsh was in a band called the James Gang. And they Rocky Mountain High, that Rocky Mountain Way, whatever. Rocky Mountain High is John Denver.
Privilege to me.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I don't mean to be shitting on your people.
Joe Walsh is he got some good music. He's a song about life's been good. That's
See the one that looked like a walrus? No, that's Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Joe Walsh looked a little bit like Jimmy Buffett.
Okay. You don't think?
I haven't until right now.
All right, should we get back in the book?
Back into the book. Is it my turn to read?
If I'm really shitting, I don't mean to be shitting on your music.
Oh, no, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
We both really like Jim Croce, though.
I love Jim Croce.
Yeah.
I was listening to Jim Croce this morning.
Nice. His voice soothes me.
Yeah, him and John Denver are similar in my head.
John Denver always looks like a Seventh-day Adventist 7-year-old child.
His haircut is... I had that haircut as a child. I gotta find a picture of me as a kid because my hair was like bleach blonde.
Yeah.
But then bowl cut, basically. And John Denver basically had a bowl cut. Is it interesting?
Probably looked hilarious.
Me or the John Denver?
Both. You should have gone as John Denver for Halloween.
There's still time.
Yeah, there always is.
Time's never... One thing that's always certain... Time.
Yeah. Whether we're on that plane or not, it's...
You mean the one he died on?
I meant the time plane sphere.
Whether he was on that...
John Denver died on a plane? Oh, yeah.
Him? Jim Croce?
You would think in the 70s musicians would be like, planes aren't ready yet.
Yeah.
I shouldn't get on one.
Yeah.
There's so many plane crashes.
Yeah.
The day the music died,
Yeah.
fucking, not Led Zeppelin, Leonard Skinner, the lead singer for Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
And they like try to like, here's my question. Okay, then we'll get back to the book. I grew up, my dad, my favorite band is Leonard Skinner, so I grew up listening to him. I really like their music. Very bluesy, very great. Jacksonville's Favorite Sons. And the plane crash killed the lead singer, and his brother came on to sing for him, but the brother can't fucking sing.
Yeah.
And so they go on tour, and he sounds like a goddamn fart. and like, why can't you do like what Journey did and found some it happened to be a Filipino guy that sounded just like the lead singer.
Yeah.
But why can't you do like a rock star, Marky Wahlberg, and find someone that sounds just like the lead singer who died in the plane crash?
Yeah, why couldn't you find it? I mean, because not like...
It's frustrating.
Maybe because they didn't have the internet, and it was harder to put out like a...
You gotta see this. Sounds just like... yeah.
But, I mean, like...
The brother looks like the lead singer, so I guess they were just going for a look.
You ever see a video
I didn't realize I was so angry about that.
Drew, you have a lot inside that you just aren't even aware you haven't let loose yet.
Yeah.
Do you...
it takes being deprived of sleep to...
You ever seen a live performance of Freebird, the guitar
I've
solo
heard
of Freebird?
it.
It's crazy.
It's awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
we're being really white on this podcast, man. We're really showing our non-color.
I was going to say something, but I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go. Back into the book. Here we are. Back into the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous.
85. We're going to get through like 3 whole pages today.
You can't believe your ears. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. As Drew had just...
I didn't even realize that was coming next.
Drew, you just...
Who this Laurel is, I have no idea.
You just foreshadowed.
Yeah.
Not 3-shadowed, not 5-shadowed. Foreshadowed.
Call me a tattoo on Guy Ritchie's body in Memento.
That's Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
In Memento, he's the actor?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, not Guy Ritchie. Fuck.
I was so confused for a second.
Damn.
I don't know. Stephen Dorff.
No.
Oh.
It's the other guy.
Aaron Paul.
It's the guy.
No, you can't go. Don't go to your phone. Don't you dare. Bryan Cranston. Hugh Jackman.
Gilbert Gottfried.
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
I feel really bad. Like
Rip in peace.
My brain's getting old now. I'm ready to become a father.
Drew's got dad brain already.
You got dad brain already.
What does that mean? Like the baby absorbed your thoughts?
Yeah, but the baby's not inside me. No, pregnancy fog is like a real thing.
Like, no, what if whenever you kiss Jess, some of your life force gets sucked in through her into the babies?
Yeah, that's why I haven't touched her. Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce. It was a guy. It was a guy.
Guy Pearce, you're close.
I knew it was a guy.
Growing up, my dad growing up, he...
Are you growing up or your dad in the story?
My dad grew up.
You're not hearing this story yet?
No, I'm not. I'm not alive yet. But
okay.
Well, I was at one point. So in the future, it still applies to now, but applied to when...
What time point are we on?
It applies to now, but it also applied to when my dad was growing up. Childhood friend of my dad. His name
was
Greg Guy. There's a comedian in Atlanta. His name Matt Guy.
If you did his, I feel like if you took Craig Guy's name and reversed it.
Greg.
What?
Greg. Greg.
Yeah, I was saying if you reversed both of his names back to forth, he sounds like an avant-garde gay musician.
Guy Craig?
Uh-huh.
Guy Greg? Guy Craig or Guy Greg?
Guy Craig.
Yeah, Guy Craig. He does, yeah.
He's like a new wave. After Boy George, you have Guy Craig.
What would the girl version be? Girls.
Stephanie the girl.
Yeah.
Opening for Guy Craig is Stephanie the girl. Only synth, nothing but synth. The voice is synth.
Featuring a 15-minute set by Not a Dog.
Featuring the band playing behind Wham.
Okay, cool.
The 80s was crazy. All right,
go
for it.
Like we said, it is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is but a subtle foe. I like you. Bill, he's like setting up a boss.
He's riding the goddamn
he's like setting up
Iliad
a boss
right now.
In a video game.
Yeah.
We are not cured of alcoholism. What? No shit.
Yeah.
What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all of our activities. And sometimes that's easier some days than others. And some days I'm like, I don't even know if I'm trying to do anyone's will at all. I don't know what I'm doing. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. Third step prayer.
Hey, man. There it is.
Yeah.
This page, 85 is a good page.
Yeah, we might never get past it.
84 and 85. That's all the stuff that, if you're struggling in this program, like I had a bunch of life stuff and I'm struggling in the program. I can easily go back to 84 and 85 and be reminded of how to get out of it.
B movie reminded?
Yes. What?
Do you think there's any conspiracy theories about B movie? I don't know if there are.
Jerry Seinfeld's movie about bees?
Yeah, I wonder.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
That's mine.
I wonder if there's like any like satanic imagery in it. You know, like Disney movies.
It's not a Disney movie though.
Pixar?
No, it's just like from the weird mind of Jerry Seinfeld.
A24.
That dude's weird. He's like too rich and he's like a weird douche.
I found this out recently. He dated an 18-year-old. He had a long
No,
relationship.
she was 16. She was in high school. She was a sophomore in high school.
And
no one said shit.
But they weren't together until after.
No,
that, right?
he picked her up from high school.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was in the 90s, so there was more, there's more debaucherous things to worry about. But holy shit.
I can't do a Jerry Seinfeld, but it was.
It's fine. She has the body of a woman. Age is just a number.
Now, yeah, I did see pictures of her when she was of age. Like, oh, she is a pretty girl, but it's still. I mean, even him being in his 30s.
Emphasis
40s,
on the word girl.
Yeah, he was dating a girl, which is so.
It's fucked up. Love Seinfeld though. The show.
Never watched an episode.
Holy shit! All right, we'll talk about that later.
These are.
That's more Larry David's brilliance, in my opinion, than Seinfeld's. Although they wrote it together. Anyways,
on we go.
wait, shit! I was gonna talk about something.
Okay,
Sorry.
you're the one that wanted to get through 3 pages.
I 2.5 to 3. Daily reprieve. You hear that almost every time you go to a meeting.
Yeah.
Daily reprieve just means that you're not done after, okay, I did all 12, I'm all cured.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, there is no cure. That can be disheartening for a newcomer to hear.
Yeah, but what would the cure entail? I mean, you can drink regularly? That's just...
Yeah, I've talked about that before, where there is a pill, I forget what the name of the pill is, where it takes away
naltrexone?
It takes away the effect.
Yep.
It does not make you drunk.
Yeah.
But that, I was like,
That doesn't
well,
sound fun.
a non-alcoholic made that.
Yeah.
Like a person who's not an alcoholic made that thing because it doesn't take away the thirst to feel different, to escape from the world.
You know who drinks non-alcoholic beer?
Bitches. No, I'm just kidding.
Kids? Non-alcoholics.
Yeah. I don't... When people have asked me before, oh, you can just drink like Heineken Zero or something like that. I was like, why? Why? There's no point.
I've had them, and they don't set off the phenomena of craving in me, but it's still like, it's
well, Duels
it's
has a
dangerously
little
close.
bit of alcohol.
Yeah, it does, and even it says on
Heineken doesn't.
Well, it says on the bottle 0 alcohol, but I've Googled, does it? Is it sometimes it does?
Oh, Duels has a little bit.
Yeah, it's less than 0.5%.
Yeah. So, and I don't do.
It's still enough for me if I drink a non-alcoholic beer.
I've got some friends that do like bitter, like who are not in a program but are like sober, and they get bitters in their club soda. I used to do that, but bitters
it's like 20%.
Yeah, it's
drop,
just dashes, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna mess around with it.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry.
Bitter. Get out of here. I'm supposed to be doing the dad jokes.
What?
Oh, I thought you said bitter safe than sorry.
I'm not good at puns, so I did not do bitter safe than sorry. But that is a good one.
You just ran into one. I heard.
Man, if it were a snake,
I just think in puns.
If it were a snake, it would have sold me a fridge.
So
on with the next one.
Fuck? What?
What
does that mean?
If it were a snake, it would have convinced me to do something I wasn't prepared to do.
Like from the Bible?
Like, the saying, if it were a snake, it would have bit me?
Oh.
I just pretended.
If I was feeling any better, it'd be twins.
And boy, are my arms tired.
All right. We're sorry.
I'm not. Never not once sorry.
Never not. Wait, is that everything? So yeah, we're about to go through this, how to not rest on your laurels as 10, 11, and 12. Yeah.
Get off her. Get off
Laurel. Laurel doesn't know you.
Get off her. Laurel, I barely know her.
Laurel's just trying to sell her Girl Scout cookies.
And you're resting on her. Get up.
That's gross. I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I can rest on little girls if I want. See, brought it back. Here we go. Continue.
And just kidding. We can exercise our willpower along this line all we wish. It is the proper use of the will. Aligning with God's will.
There you go.
Much has already been said about receiving strength, inspiration, and direction from him who has all knowledge and power. If we have carefully followed directions, we have begun to sense the flow of his spirit into us. To some extent, we have become God conscious. Ooh, good word right there.
God conscious.
God conscious. God hyphen conscious.
What do you think that, to you, what does God conscious mean?
It's like, like...
Yeah, I just got really excited about the word. That's what I was trying to...
I was thinking...
Oh, yeah, you can still think. It's okay.
No, God conscience to me is just this... For me, I think in my, like, daily life, it's just this overarching feeling of, like, God is just present.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, if I get it a lot golfing, I'll be in nature, like, oh, it's so beautiful out. Thank you, God, for this day.
It's a flow.
It's
what I imagine people who do Tai Chi are trying to get.
Yeah, I did Tai Chi in college.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I think, but it's something that can be, it's different for different people.
Yeah.
It's aligning your will with God's will.
Yeah.
That sounds preposterous to a newcomer or somebody who's like outside this, where they're like, what, or especially to like an atheist being like, it sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook, but it's a feel like it, for me, if I'm of service and I'm looking to help some people, that's where I feel most connected.
For me, I think I get it when, like, I am, like, Saturday, for example, I did those Don't Tell comedy shows.
Yeah.
And my friend Will, who runs Don't Tell in Atlanta, in Charlotte, his car got towed. And he had all these chairs that he brought. He had like 50 to 100 chairs that he brought. And I was just like, here, I'll take them. Let me just take them. And then he's like, are you sure it is? Yeah, let me be helpful. I think that is not Taylor Baseline's will.
Yeah.
Taylor Baseline doesn't want to be helpful. But Taylor now knows if I'm helpful, this kind of helps me stay sober.
Yeah.
And it helps me be a good person.
But you're not thinking like, at least for me, I'm not thinking like I have to help somebody and that will make me stay sober. And this, I'm not that detailed with it, but it's just like the feeling you get. And you're like, it's a complete, almost like not personality change, but it's like a character trait change of wanting to be of service without expecting anything in return.
Well, it's something that it's something that comes, the more, like anything, the more I've done it, the more it just is second nature. Yeah. But it is, at least for me, when I'm helpful, I do have the thought, I'm like, oh, good boy, you're being helpful right now. Good job.
You just feel better because you're, yeah.
And I don't make a big deal out of it, except I'm saying it on a podcast right now, but.
Pat, we'll make a train, we'll make a pat on the back circle.
But being helpful is, it feels good to be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there was, here's an example of how I was helpful. I don't know if I told you about this. Did I tell you about when the homeless man was riding his bike and he fell over?
No.
I helped him. Okay, so I went to, it was a Friday. There was this open mic in Doraville. And
just a country in the city.
Yeah, just a country amongst the trees. Yeah. And I went over to Beaufort Highway. I was driving over to Beaufort Highway, and there's like this road that here's by all those dealerships.
Is it like the road? All right, you tell your story.
There's the Nissan and the Infiniti dealership, but there's a road. It's kind of like a highway, but it's like 55 miles per hour. But then I see up ahead, I see like a bike. It looks like a bike falls over, but it's like pulling stuff behind him. Like, is that like someone pulling people on a bike or whatever? And as they get closer, it's a homeless guy. He seemed homeless. And he had like a kid puller, but that was just his house, basically. He was pulling all his stuff and he fell over.
Gotcha.
And my first thought was like, how can I get around this guy? But then my second thought was, so that's why I like the saying.
First thought's usually the selfish thought.
Yeah. But so I like that saying, I can't control my first thought, but I can control my second thought.
I like that.
So then I was like, my second, I was like, oh, you could just help this guy. And he just needed help getting and he was like really like struggling to get his bike up onto the sidewalk. So I like put my hazards on, got out, helped him get up on the sidewalk. And then I went and got food.
That's nice.
But then.
Was he generally okay?
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah. He was very flustered. He was trying to, and it made me sad because like he was struggling so hard to get his bike because he was really, he seemed embarrassed that he dropped all his stuff and he just wanted to get out of the road as fast as possible. And then like
homeless people are just like us.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Sorry.
But then driving away, I was like, I kind of like got emotional about it. I was like, man, that guy's life is just a whole different experience than what I'm experiencing.
Yeah. That reminds me when I was like a kid and I just discovered that there was homeless people. I had that's like one of my strongest kid memories where we're walking home from a Braves game, and that was in at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. I'm aging myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Is that where the Georgia State plays?
No.
It's a different stadium?
It's the stadium before. It's where
was it?
It was right next door to Turner Field.
Oh, okay.
Where Turner Field would be. Anyways, we're walking on the bridge, and I saw homeless people, and I think it was one of my first memories, like strong memories.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I asked, what are they doing? My parents were trying to be, parental and try to explain how can you explain homeless people to a child?
Yeah.
And so I cried in bed every single time. We're like, why can't we bring him home with why? But I'm so cute. No, I remember it did not compute in my head.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, it was my first realization that, it's not all fair playing field.
Yeah.
In life. And so you got to do what you can to be as useful as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And these 12 steps help me do that. I think it's helping you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're talking about that now.
And I have to pee so bad. So
I think how far along are we?
45 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll read at least get to 2 pages.
Let me go pee real quick.
Taylor's going to go pee.
Oh, my word.
I'm going to go back to that. Leonard Skinner was people think of them as kind of like a redneck Southern rock band, but they were really talented. I don't know the specifics on how many people or who were there was 7 or 8. The musicality is brilliant. Freebird Live's amazing, and they just completely punted the dead lead singer situation. I don't get it. I would see him live if they just found a younger dude that sounds like, is it Ronnie Van's, what's his, my dad listens to this. He'll know. I'll be angry that I did, not angry, but disappointed that I forgot the lead singer's name of Leonard Skinner. But I don't know. It's just, I feel like they really punted on their touring situation and just, got the closest member to them. Got to do some work. And, 9 Inch Nails, they kind of recycle really good musicians. They have a really young drummer last time I saw them live. Trent Reznor has respect for musicality, and their shows are incredible and continue to be for decades now.
Ooh, the juice is loose.
Yeah. I'm just talking about,
music.
And it's just how old bands should alter their lead singers to sound as good as possible because people are shelling out good money to go see them. It's not just it doesn't have to be just for nostalgia. Yeah. In comparison, Leonard Skinner kind of was like, we'll just use a brother and we're all old.
Yeah.
And 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor uses a younger drummer now, and he's amazing.
Oh.
So, yeah, Trent Reznor's always going to be amazing, though.
I wonder how they split up the money they make.
Wow.
Do you think they all make the same cut?
Trent Reznor definitely makes the most money out of the group of 9 Inch Nails.
He's the singer?
He's the creator of the band. It's basically him, and then I think guitarist has been with him for a long time.
Are Smashing Pumpkins the same way? Are they one band?
It's been the same band for a long time, but I'm sure Billy Corgan gets most.
Billy Corgi. Him as a corgi.
It's my costume. But why? It's not even that funny. Yeah. Come on, I'm Billy Corgi.
He has some schmutz right there.
Oh, shit. Well, no one watches YouTube anyway.
So. It was there the whole time.
That's great.
No, it was not.
You find it.
85. 85. Oh, man, I didn't read very much at all. Incredible.
Yeah. Well, 84 and 85 are really important.
No.
And so it's kind of good to focus on each sentence and each word.
Let's get through
86.
Let's get all the way through 100 and then we'll call it quits.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Right, here we go. Ready?
This is coming off now. My book is falling apart.
Your book is well loved. Much has already been said about receiving strength, inspiration, and direction from Him who has all knowledge and power. If we have carefully followed directions, we have begun to sense the flow of His Spirit into us. To some extent, we have become God conscious. Oh, I already read that.
Yeah, keep going.
We have begun to develop this vital sixth sense, but we must go further, and that means more action. Oh, but then we're at a step 11.
Oh,
Should we wait?
shoot. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we stop and talk exactly what? So, step 10's different for each people. Each people. I can word sometimes.
No,
For
I like
each-
messing up. Like, I like saying things a little bit wrong on purpose.
Each of the people. Step 10's.
Here's the steeple.
I've heard people be like, step 10's praying and meditating. I was like, but it's not though, because it says that step 11 is.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the different. Anyways, there's a step where people pray and meditate. We'll talk about that later. Is that good? Ice cream cone. Taylor tried to eat up his mic.
Mine's mint chocolate chip. What's yours?
Mine's poop. Darn.
Shut the fuck up.
Mine's duty flavored. Ah,
Beauty flavored?
duty flavored.
Mine tastes like makeup
Ooh, I've got a secret dream.
and popcorn.
This is gonna go way off. You ready?
Yes. End
It's
of the podcast. Way off.
It's a secret dream. As soon as I said my ice cream's duty flavored, I thought of my secret dream. It's to be on Family Feud, and for my answer to be on one of the questions, a big old pile of dookie, Steve.
Yeah.
So like, what top 5 answers on the board?
Yeah.
What is something a wife does not want to come into a house? And I can be like, big old pile of dookie, Steve. And and then every time we watch Family Feud, which is usually if we're like dog sitting at an older person's house that only has cable, I nudge Jess and I'm like, what are these? A big old pile of dookie, Steve.
Have you seen Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun?
Yes.
The one where they're January?
Oh my gosh.
That made me think of that. Yeah,
It's
that's
so
a very good one.
Yeah, if you're looking for
A person's shadow.
it's still they're brilliant. It's still on Netflix, I think.
Probably it should be.
If you're looking for some
I don't know why they didn't get a second season.
crazy, they've continued to do sketches
They do
in
stuff-
Australia, and I can't find them.
They-
Anyways,
You can, you just gotta
Auntie Donna
look for
is
them.
a comedy trio. It's kind of like almost like a Lonely Island of Australia, but they're more avant-garde. in their
Avant-garde. I think you
Absurdist.
should leave. I think you should leave adjacent.
Yeah, it's absurd. If you like I Think You Should Leave, if you like good sketch, then look up Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun on Netflix. Gosh,
Their
I had
YouTube stuff is good,
I
too.
started with a point. I really did. Okay, step 10 and 11. You can interchange them, but one of them is praying and meditating. We'll get into that later, probably in the next podcast. But another one is a daily inventory.
Yeah.
A daily.
Oh yeah.
So that's my 10.
Yeah.
And do I do it consistently? I used to do it a lot more consistently. That's probably why.
Wait, which one's your 10? Both of those things you said?
My 10 is going into a notebook, writing down an inventory for the day.
And then your 11 is prayer and meditation.
Prayer and meditation. So what I'll go ahead. What's your? Have you gotten to doing a daily inventory yet?
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay, so what does your daily inventory look like? And then I'll tell you my daily inventory.
When I do it?
Yes.
When I do it.
So guys, this is the progress, not perfection.
Yeah, because when I do it, it is usually in my bed thinking about my day.
Okay.
And I don't do it often, if I'm being honest. I don't do a daily inventory often.
So I have a notebook, and I get into like spurts of doing it consistently every single day.
Yucky.
I get into grooves.
Yeah.
Of doing it consistently.
Tongue in grooves.
Yeah. So what I do is I kind of have different categories. Where is it? Yes. Where I go look for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. So I go, where was I selfish today? And there's always something.
Yeah.
Because I'm a human being. And then I write that down, just quick. It doesn't have to be full sentences. Doesn't have to be a paragraph. And then I go, where was I dishonest? If I'm really rolling, I can't think of a specific thing, but sometimes there is a specific thing. I see if I need to make an amends. Where was I fearful? I'm a human being. I'm always fearful of this, that, or the other. It's basically a time for me to be honest with myself and inventory. And then do I have any resentments? And a resentment for me, we've talked about it in like 4. If I'm walking on the street and I see this person, I get emotionally charged, then I got to write it down. I don't have to get rid of that resentment that day. I really don't, but it's on my list, and then I go from there. And then I write down a gratitude list, which is just names real quick. I usually do 10. The person closest to my life is always on top. for the gratitude list. Georgia Bulldogs and the Atlanta Braves, even though they lost, are pretty much all on there because they're fantastic sports franchises. And then it varies. Family usually.
Yeah.
And then I do what did I do well? And it's usually like a couple things to end on a good note.
Yeah.
That's my 10-step inventory.
Nice.
It's a bit more detailed than a lot of people's, but that's what has worked for me.
That's very good, Drew.
And by that, I know we can end it.
And on that one, and on that note,
yeah, because we covered 10 pretty good.
Yeah, it's covered.
So
we've talked 10 into bed.
Taylor, if you noticed, that 10 is like a little mini 4.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it exactly is.
And in between, and while working 10, we've already done 1 through 3.
4 is kind of like, 4 is like scorched earth. You're trying to really.
4 is fucking
people
studying for the LSAT. 4 is homework.
People talk about 4 like they're traumatized by it, and 4 is it's just because it feels like a big undertaking. But it's real. Someone said to me once,
4 is bureaucracy. That's all it is.
4 is really. It's like someone said to me once. They're like, yeah, you stress out about it, and you feel like it's gonna take all this time, but you sit down for 45 minutes, and it's usually done. It really doesn't take that much time, but it's like
it took longer than 45 minutes for me, just to be honest. But it took but it probably took like 2 hours total. But I did it in blocks.
It's funny when I hear someone in a meeting like over months and months, like, yeah, I've been sitting on a 4-step. It's the same person. That is so long.
That's dangerous.
And that's fine. I'm not saying it's the wrong way. It's just, it's funny when I would feel.
It's dangerous to sit on a 4.
I would start to get self-conscious if I was saying it multiple meetings again.
Yeah, again. I wouldn't say it anymore, even if I was sitting on it. That's just my personality. Yeah. And then 5 is just like a weight lifted off. It's the best. Either you're a sponsor or a sponsee. It's the sponsor. You got to do a little more work. You got to focus up a little bit. I do mine 5th step of the sponsee in like blocks. If it's super long, then we'll do it in 3 blocks, 3 sessions.
Yeah.
It's like 3 2-hour sessions. And if it's usually 2 2-hour sessions gets it done. But it's different for each person. But after that 5, off to the races. Off to the races.
Yeah.
And then step 10 is just a little 4-step you do on your own. And if you're having trouble with any of those like resentments or anything, you just call your sponsor, talk to somebody else, and pray that resentment gets everything they ever wanted.
Yeah, there's a point where it's like your sponsor is like, okay, go get them. You're on your own now.
Go get them.
Push you out of the nest.
Yeah, you should. I still call my sponsor. I probably should call him a little bit more. I call him like twice a week probably, but I feel better when I call him more than twice a week. But because he always sets me right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, I think that's enough for episode 25.
Hey, we're back. We're back on the saddle.
We're back on the saddle.
Just a saddle. The horse is gone.
The horse, we can't find him.
It's just on a saddle.
It's a ghost horse.
Yeah.
It's Halloween themed horse. Yeah. That was an impression of a horse neighing.
Yeah, that was a ghost horse. I do a better ghost cat, but I don't. You want to hear my ghost cat?
Save it for next week.
All right. When it gets closer to Halloween.
Yeah. Halloween's right around the corner, guys. Guys, we love you more than we can ever display in words. Goodbye.